So I think that the Tenet glaxion will be a decent weapon. We still don't know the full details, such as if the weapon will have a new mechanic compared to its Vandal and vanilla versions. However, it's safe to say that the weapon will be a straight upgrade compared to its two variants. There was a leak from the Chinese version of Warframe, and it seems like the Tenet glaxion will have a 20% better critical chance than the Vandal version's 14%. It's just weird though, as the Vandal version has over 50% status chance, while the Tenet version will only be packing with a 38% status chance. And finally, its critical damage got a slight increase from 2 times to 2.2 times critical damage multiplier. Honestly, seeing the stats of the Tenet glaxion makes me want to ask Digital Extremes if they are joking, but then again, as I have said earlier, we still don't know if there will be an extra mechanic to the Tenet version of the glaxion. Right now, the ordinary glaxion is just a pure beam weapon that doesn't spread like the meta Incarnatorid in its evolved form or the ever-favorite Kuva Nukor. If somehow Digital Extremes will add a spread feature on the Tenet glaxion, then it would be better overall and players won't mind the decrease in its status chance. Right now, my glaxion Vandal with the galvanized status setup shreds steel path enemies easily, and in my opinion, the Tenet version will have a better DPS output. Not because I think that it will have a spread feature, but also because Tenet versions of weapons have innate elements which you can choose depending on the progenitor Warframe. So what will be the best element for the Tenet glaxion, you ask? This is just my opinion, but I'm probably going for the magnetic element since I can easily get viral and corrosive in my build. It's easy to get nourished right now with the nourish ability in the Helmet system. Then all I need to do is mod my glaxion with corrosive and the innate cold will just be an extra factor. Also, there are possible 2 choices in the future, and that is sticking with the corrosive, viral from nourish, and innate cold proc so enemies will be frozen once at full cold stacks, or you can potentially add blast in the combination. And do remember that Digital Extremes have plans on reworking the blast damage, and the Tenet glaxion will be a weapon that can easily be modded for blast. Adding heat in the combination will give you blast, and you can further improve the damage of the galvanized status setup by adding the radiation mod that doesn't combine with other elements. Overall, you will have 5 statuses in your Tenet glaxion, namely corrosive, blast, radiation, magnetic, and then viral from nourish. Aside from cold getting a solid frozen mechanic and blast getting a rework, magnetic will be super handy in the upcoming Jade Shadows update, wherein the developer will be increasing the shield regeneration of enemies. We don't know how exactly potent the shield regeneration is, but expect that shielded targets will be harder to kill compared to the current state of Corpus enemies. Overall, Tenet glaxion will be a decent weapon to own and worth farming the Sisters of Parvos game mode for the weapon. Now, aside from decent DPS on the new gun variant, glaxion will be receiving a new weapon augment in the upcoming Nightwave volume coming this May 15th. So the name of the new weapon augment is called Energize Cold, and what it does is add punch through to the weapon. There's a new mechanic wherein on kill or assist, the gun will give you a chance to drop an energy orb per cold status effects on the enemy. The percentage is a placeholder, and it's currently a 5% chance, but just imagine after a few stacks of cold in an enemy, that will give you about a 50% chance to drop energy orbs, which is insane. If somehow you don't find the increase in stats for the Tenet version of glaxion appealing, then the new mod from the Nightwave will be a must-have, and somehow it could turn the weapon into a good stat stick because of the energy it provides to the user per cold stack. And do take note that it's an on-kill or assist mechanic, so chances that it will work with your allies and as well with your companions will be high. It will be a good energy mod, and may all of my nourish setup will be super happy with this upcoming weapon augment for glaxion. But always remember, leaks are always a 50% chance to come true in Warframe, and a 50% chance that Digital Extremes are already watching the community salivating on this new mod and changing how it will work in real missions. There is a strong chance that we can pair this with companions and allies, so that assisted kills will drop energy orbs, or they will change it on the fly and make it so that it only works when you kill enemies with the glaxion. I really hope that the first one will be the case, but then again, it's always better to lower our expectations on the upcoming Nightwave reward. Aside from the glaxion augment mod, the Sobek will also have a new augment which will be available in the Nightwave Battle Pass. It's called Controlled Barrage, and what it does is increase the status chance and multi-shot of the gun per enemy hit with your current magazine to your next magazine. It would be interesting to see how will this affect the Kuva Sobek and whether will it be better than the popular Acid Shell augment for the weapon. Now, many are concerned that Acid Shell will be getting changed, but I'm crossing my fingers that Digital Extremes will not. Also, it's kind of interesting if the developer will somehow allow us to use this new augment along with the Acid Shell augment. To be honest, I am more excited with the new glaxion weapon and its mod, but I would be lying if I'm not hoping that the Kuva Sobek will be a new powerhouse in Warframe. Aside from the new weapon augments, there will be new cosmetics available in the Nightwave selection. These includes the Daybreak Glaive skin, the Daybreak Green Banner Scarf, the Korra Action Glyph, the new Daybreak Kava Jean Masking Kit, the Daybreak Cedo Skin, Daybreak Hukor Skin, Daybreak Nukor Skin, the Kubrau Daybreak Jean Masking Kit, a Daybreak Emote, and more. All of these rewards can be expected in the upcoming new Nightwave volume, and by the way, for those new players here, the Nightwave is the Battle Pass in Warframe, but compared to other games, this is free, and you can farm all the things in the Nightwave by increasing your prestige tiers through just doing various activities in the game. So that's all about it. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader, signing off.